Hey everyone! Welcome to Lunch Break with ATI, the weekly podcast for Actors Theater of Indiana, the resident professional theater company at the Center for the Performing Arts in Carmel, Indiana, US of A. My name is Cindy Collins. I'm one of the co-founders of ATI. And today I have Anne-Marie Chastain, from the Carmel Symphony Orchestra. And we're going to talk a little bit about what's coming up for them this summer. Summer is a huge time for symphonies all over the country for their outdoor concerts. Very popular always with, like I said, every symphony across the country. But before we get to that, I have to mention that we have a turtle in our yard. And it's really crazy. Have you ever had any kind of a turtle?
I have not.
Yeah, same, right? It's really weird. So the dog goes out this morning. He's freaking out, and I know that bark. We know the bark of something is in something that he can't get to. That does it with possums. He does it with squirrels in the tree, like chipmunks, like that bark that you can't get to it. So there's this turtle, and we think it's about this big. Pond turtle, I think they are. Anyway, it's just on the other side of our fence. Our yard is fenced in, but with a post and rail and wire so you can see through it, just on the other side of the fence on the other back neighbor's property, just sitting there. I'm like, what is he barking at? I run back there, looking swell, and I'm like, oh my God, it's a turtle. It's a turtle. I mean, it's so weird. It's a turtle, right? I'm like, what? Where's the water? But there's we found out there's a huge drainage system that goes to this pond. Like, they'll go a mile away. So we think she's laying eggs. That's what's happening.
Sweet.
So dog's freaking out. I'm like, get away. It's protected. It's like like I said, on the other side of the fence. So now we're like, oh my gosh, don't touch it. The neighbor came out. He said, no, I think she's laying eggs. Don't touch it. We're like, oh my God. Okay,
She's
great.
staying in place and making a nest?
Sitting there, little head came out.
So cute.
Just hanging out. So now, of course, we're feeding it.
What do you feed a turtle?
So they'll eat grapes, lettuce, berries, and they'll even eat plums. I think Judy cut up a plum. So now it has an entire salad. Oh. And of course, we have to give it water. Like, this thing doesn't know how to survive on its own, all of a sudden, we think. So we're putting water, God, in a little cup like it's a puppy or something. Anyway, she'll lay her eggs, I think we read it, she'll lay her eggs just in a couple of days and then be gone.
Oh,
I know.
A nice short
So anyway,
visitor.
a little short visit, and the dog isn't freaking out anymore. So anyway, let's get on to what we really need to talk about. But it was so crazy seeing a turtle, and if we had touched it and moved it, that would have been really bad. And I almost was like, oh my gosh, it needs its water. We have to, don't touch a turtle. If you see a turtle, don't touch it, because she's probably laying her eggs, and then they'll go off. They find their water. They know where to go. If it's a snapping turtle, really don't touch it, because they have those here in this state.
I wonder how many eggs and how many little turtles.
I don't know, but now I'm like, oh my gosh, we have to see where she laid the eggs, and when are these turtles going to... It's crazy, right? Because I don't think they come back.
You'll have to put pictures up.
Well, Judy already took pictures of the turtle with her complete salad, entree in front of her. Okay, so now let's talk about the Carmel Symphony Orchestra. So you have these summer concerts at Cox Hall Garden, and 3 of them,
Yes.
you say, right? And that's mainly the summer for the symphony.
Actually, we have another concert at the Palladium as well as part of the Carmel Jazz Fest. So we have 4 concerts this summer.
Good. So the one at the Cox Hall Gardens, you've been doing these. This is not the first summer, right?
Well, this is the second summer.
Okay.
So 2 summers ago, there was a Beatles tribute performance.
Yes, I remember that.
And as long as I've been in my position with the symphony, which is 1 year as of this weekend, that I started working, people have been talking about how much fun the Beatles performance was at Cox Hall. Of course, it is a beautiful space. It's outdoors. It's right on the northwest side of Carmel.
It's beautiful.
And, easy to get to, easy parking parking, all that. So everybody's been talking about it, at least in the symphony in our community. And so we kind of put our heads together and we thought, well, let's try something. Let's try to get out there. That's kind of the spirit of the symphony this year, is trying new things and being relevant to the community and involving our partners. Like
Partners.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of have to be, because you have to make things a little different sometimes, like you did the Beatles tribute, you know. And in the summer, people want that kind of stuff. They want more of the pop series, you know, with the symphonies too, right? So the very first one you're doing, is the very first one July 3rd?
No,
right?
we have June 21st.
Okay, what's that one?
Okay, super exciting. And this one actually is going to be a little bit more classically oriented. It's the only classical outdoor concert for the summer. So to come hear the symphony with one of our conductors and some great guest artists, come on the 21st.
Okay.
But this is very special because that's Friday the 21st is the summer solstice.
Okay.
And the summer solstice, if you're not familiar, it's the very longest day of the entire year.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, you know, many, sometimes, especially the Northern European cultures, celebrate that, have a big party. Sometimes they stay up all night. We are trying to...
Any excuse.
make an evening of it. It's also a full moon, so it's the full strawberry moon. It is going to be beautiful evening.
So what's the music?
Okay, so the music, we are playing some Mendelssohn, the Scherzo from A Midsummer Night's Dream, which is a difficult but very beautiful piece. And it is going to showcase our wind section, which our wind section is wonderful.
That's nice.
I mean, all of our sections are wonderful, but it will be
a
beautiful opening. Also, some Puccini. We have a soloist. She's actually coming all the way over from Japan, and she's singing some arias with us. Asako Tamura.
Okay,
and
very interesting.
Yeah, she's beautiful, and she has sung with the three tenors in her career. She's been in all kinds of operatic shows, and she actually has performed with our conductor, Joel Smirnoff. They have performed before. One of the pieces they're singing is Barber, Knoxville, Summer of 1915, which is a gorgeous song. It's all about summer nights and family and being together. So they performed this together years ago, so they're coming back and reprising this. But also we have some Puccini, Gershwin.
Yeah, well, Puccini's always great.
Yes,
light.
And, light, yes.
Very light.
We start a little bit more classical, and then we get lighter through the evening. So Summertime from Porgy and Bess. Also, we have a violin soloist who's a young man, Cooper Olson, who he actually performed with the symphony, I think 3 or 4 years ago. He won our concerto competition, and he's been studying it down at IU. He's won many concerto competitions throughout the region, and he'll be performing Vivaldi's Summer from the Four Seasons.
Sure. Yeah. That sounds great. And then you're sitting out on the lawn and you have whatever you want to bring.
Right.
That stuff's always fun. You know, that's always, you bring your lawn chairs, you bring your blanket, you spread it out. I mean, that's summer.
So actually we planned the whole evening. So the symphony itself, and there's more repertoire that I didn't mention. Yeah. And we end with Blair Clark, and he's going to be singing You Are the Sunshine of My Life. Stevie Wonder. Yeah. So I have to say that.
Yes.
Okay. But anyway, so the symphony is playing from 8:30 to 9:45 as the sun goes down. Yeah. That'll be so beautiful.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
But starting earlier, from 5 until about 7:30, we have all kinds of community partners coming in, and they are going to be dancing, the Indiana Ballet Conservatory, the Indiana Academy of Ballet as well is going to be there. We have some North Indian dancers. Oh, wow. We have some lion dancers from the Mooncake Festival are coming.
Oh, that's cool.
That's going to be like for families. You can come in and just see these short performances. Your kiddos can run around in the park.
Right.
You can bring the picnic and sit on the lawn.
Right.
We have VIP tickets that have access to the mansion, which I feel like it's very hot in here, and I'm getting hot and sweaty, which it might be like when we're outdoors.
It is because the lights make you hot in here.
Yeah. But if you come to the concert,
get used to it. You'll be outside for all those concerts.
That's the summer. But over at the mansion, we have VIP. It's going to be indoors, air conditioned. There'll be a bar.
That's cool.
Hors d'oeuvres. Yeah. So, and we have that for all of our concerts, including the one that we're doing.
That's great. That's okay. So then the next one is July 3rd. So that one, actually, you're partnering with Actors Theater of Indiana, and it's the same kind of thing. You'll have the symphony will have their repertoire, but pre will be a few things. Yes. One of them being George M. Cohan music from Actors Theater of Indiana, and it's going to be 4 singers. It's going to be Darren Murrell, Jacob Butler, Judy Fitzgerald, and me. So the 4 of us are doing it. And it tells a little bit of history about Cohan's life because there were 4 Cohans. Mm-hmm. You know, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you. Very famous from George M. Cohan, what he always said. So it gives a little, and Darren Murrell, the associate artistic director here, put this whole thing together. He's in charge. So, and I just got my music the other day. So it's all the Cohan hits. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like the top of the charts Cohan songs that he picked. So there's that.
Oh,
but
we're
then
so
there's
excited.
but then I know it'll be fun, right? And then there's who else is and then you have
all right, so for that concert, that is more of a pops concert as you
Right.
get into the evening. So we have a group coming out of Las Vegas that's an Earth, Wind, and Fire tribute band.
Oh my God.
So I know, super fun. Yeah.
Oh my God. So much fun.
Yeah, so
I mean,
Groove
oh my
Tonight.
God.
Yeah.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, one of my favorite all-time bands.
So they're coming on the stage at 8:30, and so that will be there'll be some members of the orchestra, but it's more we're kind of backing up the main group.
Right.
I am actually working right now. Okay, I'm not sure, but I think we may get another R&B cover band to start probably around like 6 to 7:15.
We'll do a little traditional Cohan for the fam. You know, you got to have that because it's near the 4th.
You can bring them out starting at 5 o'clock, and they can just run around, and we'll have this wonderful 4th of July tribute.
Get all that energy out.
Bring the blanket, bring your picnic, and then the kiddos, they can fall asleep while you're watching the grown-up stuff later on, and just
Who can sleep through Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Right. Or
those kids are going to be dancing. They're going to be still running all over the place. They're kids, but. It's great music, and it's great music to introduce to young kids. From George M. Cohan to Earth, Wind, and Fire. I mean, what a span, right?
Well, and that's something that we're working on with the symphony is that, of course, symphonic music, beautiful, very traditional, but all the music that we play, when it was originally written, it was the popular music of the community.
Of course.
And so, as we're playing, we always want to include classics, but we also want to be relevant to the community that we're in, and we want to bring in like the theatrical element and the vocals, and to really make it an event that people can have so much fun with. I mean, of course.
Well, you have variety, too. I mean, it's about variety.
Yeah.
So far, it's a lot of variety you have just with those 2 concerts.
Well, and because, we do want to support the arts and the next generation and families. And so by combining theater with the Cohan, and then, Earth, Wind, and Fire is classical, classic American music. That's our heritage as well as a country. And so, we're putting it together. So that's what we like to present, and we love partnering with you. So we're so happy.
and ATI does too. I mean, the past couple of times I've been a performer in those couple of times. It's been great. Now, then So then there's, of course, July 4th.
Yeah,
that's
Carmel
always the
Fest.
standard.
Yes, thank you, City of Carmel, for sponsoring our concert at the gazebo.
Standard, you will play in the gazebo before the fireworks, just pre-fireworks, and that's always fantastic.
Yeah.
And so then we're singing in that.
Right.
Some of us are singing
so
in that
lucky.
too.
ATI is going to come and sing some of our patriotic songs together, and just kind of, make the show, the symphony, plus
nice.
friends. Yeah.
It'll be nice. That's always fun.
Yeah.
And 4th of July. Hello. That's always a fun time.
Sure.
And then you have another concert at Cox Hall.
Next. Yeah. Well, before we do have a last Cox Hall concert.
And you have one at the Palladium.
Yes. So I just want to mention that because that's going to be super exciting.
I want to stay in order. Okay. Here we go.
Okay. Here we go. And actually, we still haven't put the tickets on sale, but I think they're going to go up on Friday. Although you can buy VIP tickets right now through the Jazz Fest. But we're partnering with the Jazz Festival we're actually having opening night. This is the Antonia Bennett Duke Ellington salute that we had planned for earlier in the year, and then we moved it a little bit later in the summer because of this opportunity to really partner with the Jazz Fest. We felt like this was such a natural audience. And this is Joel Smirnoff conducting again. Now, he was a personal friend of the Bennett family, and so he knew Antonia growing up, so he was so excited to bring her back to our community. And so the first half is going to be kind of like it's a birthday celebration. It's Duke Ellington's 125th birthday, so we're going to play excerpts from The River, which is so beautiful. And then it's the anniversary of Rhapsody in Blue as well. So we have a pianist who had formerly played with the American Pianist Association is coming to play.
Okay. I know that association, yes.
Yeah. So that, again, love partnering with our other arts groups in the community.
Great.
Yeah. But then Antonia Bennett on the second half. So some of that will be with symphony, some of that will be her trio, and some original arrangements. So beautiful.
That's
so just
great. It's perfect.
put it on your calendars and check back like in a week, and you'll be able to buy the tickets.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then the last concert at Coxall Garden.
August 23rd, which is
what is that now?
Motown and disco.
Oh my
Same
God!
thing. So just, it's going to be the end of the summer. So just come, all of our concerts we have.
Oh my gosh!
Drink vendors. We'll have beer breweries there. Sugar Creek Winery. We're going to have food trucks. We've got an icy truck, and so just
Motown
come and party.
And disco.
Yeah.
Now wait, who's coming in to do that? The Motown and disco stuff.
So that's another tribute band.
Right.
So this one is out of Canada. They're coming down, and we've worked with them before, and they just put on a fantastic concert. So that is all kinds of music. It ends. I think the final piece of the night is going to be ABBA. So if you like to dance,
of course.
So we're just we want to have a party.
Oh, that stuff is so much
fun.
We
want our partners to be a part of it. We want everybody to come out. Also, Hamilton County Parks and Recreation, they have donated the space to us. They are so generous. So again, thank you, City of Carmel.
That always helps. Thank you. Thank you. People donating always helps. Whatever. Yeah, it really does. And it shows, what that shows is when people do that, okay, it shows their commitment to the arts here. And it shows that they believe in your organization.
Exactly.
They believe in the performing arts or the visual arts here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it looks good for them too.
Right.
And it just helps out the arts organization so much because it takes money to run and the live performing arts.
Yeah, Hamilton County Parks and Recreation were so generous with us when we approached them, and honestly, we've put this together pretty quickly. So if you feel like you're just hearing about this now, it's because I think we just started these conversations maybe 8 weeks ago or 10 weeks ago.
Yeah, but there's plenty of time. There's plenty of time to get tickets for all this.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of time,
right?
And it's wonderful.
My gosh, you can get them the day before. It does it all the way. You better talk about that.
No, sorry. But for tickets, I do want to say that also rain dates, because people might be wondering.
Yes.
But we actually have, for all of our concerts, we have secured a backup rain location over at the middle school or the high school, which I know is not the same, but still, if you buy the tickets, you'll still be able to see the act if there is
that
rain.
Is the only thing that is a little bit of anxiety is the weather when you're doing outdoor concerts.
But don't be anxious. So
but let's hope that every one of those nights is beautiful.
Yeah.
And the moon comes out for the solstice, and oh my gosh, and it'll just work out fine. Don't even think about it. Don't think about it. It's going to be great weather.
But we have kind of planned for all eventualities.
But that's good. That's good.
And then also, if you have a table or something, because we do have VIP tables, which would be so fun. You can bring your own picnic, or you can have it catered through Ritz Charles. And then if you have the VIP table or any of the VIP terrace seating, then again, you can go inside to the air-conditioned mansion. Okay, who we haven't talked about?
I have to check this all out. I like we're singing. I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic.
Well, and actually, I didn't mention one of our biggest sponsors is Artomobilia, which are bringing cars to all 3 of our Coxall Garden concerts.
Oh my gosh.
They're going to have cars on display so you can get pictures and see it's really cool. I think we're doing Corvettes for July 3rd. There's a theme for each
because they do the
one.
parade too, the Corvette Club.
Yeah, exactly.
I love, and if they're the older cars, I go gaga over that stuff. Yeah. I love older automobiles.
Love cars. Come to our concert.
Yes.
And you can,
my God, look at all this cool stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Look at how you get there. You see the cars. If you have kids, they're running around crazy. You get all this different kind of variety of music for every concert, basically. It's gorgeous. The gardens, it really is a lovely, if you've never been there, my gosh, just go over there and walk around. It's really nice.
We've had people ask, so you would think that more people would know, but actually there are several, not everybody knows where Coxall Gardens are, so that's on 116th Street.
116th in town.
And
on the corner there.
And it's a very, very large park. There is a children's area. There's room. Yeah. I think if you have your dogs, I think you can bring them. I'm pretty sure. I should double check on that.
But maybe. Be sure because it's pretty big.
Yeah, and so there's tons of space. So again,
there's and tons of little little places, like you know what I mean. I mean, everybody goes there and takes their prom pictures too. I remember our daughter Virginia did that.
Right.
All wanted their prom pictures at Coxall, and there were a ton of people doing that because there's different locations. Yeah. There's all these different, picturesque locations in there.
We'll have golf carts, so there are parking spaces. If you do the VIP, you get VIP parking, but we'll have golf carts to help get you closer if you need that. So we really have tried to plan, and we really have tried to make all of this a party.
Really great.
And when we get to next season, I know we're not talking about it, but it really is our goal when people come to hear the symphony that you have a great time, that it's really an event that,
should.
If it's your first time hearing a symphony orchestra, no matter what, you're going to come, and if you've got your date or your friends or whatever, you'll just have a good time because we're planning the whole evening to be an event.
And right here in Carmel.
Yes, right
here in Carmel.
A city built on the arts.
I mean,
look, around.
Right here, you really don't have to go anywhere else. With all these concerts that are happening all throughout the summer, my gosh. Who is, I do want to mention this, for the 4th, who's conducting?
Vladimir Kulnevik.
Okay.
So, and he's wonderful. He's a new conductor that we've brought in, and he's conducted with the ISO. He's conducted internationally. He was just over in, I think, Eastern Europe a couple weeks ago on a 2-week tour. So we're really excited to work with him. And so something that the symphony is doing for this coming year, of course, we have David Comande coming back. We're, conductors who, each of our conductors will have maybe 4 concerts that in the interim and helping us with some of our music director needs, but knowing that long term we want to build relationships with multiple conductors.
So is that what you want to do? Do you want to look for a new maestro permanently, or do you want to keep doing this?
For the short term right now, we're bringing in a couple different conductors to build relationships with. So Joel Smirnoff, of course, he is a resident of Carmel, very distinguished in his career at Juilliard and the Cleveland Institute, Grammy Award-winning. So he has been doing, helping us with some of our artistic planning. Actually, he has a title, Artistic Advisor. And he's been helping with us for the coming year. So he planned the June 21st event.
Okay.
And, residing here in Carmel, he's been wonderful to work with. So he'll be conducting, I think, 4 concerts. Okay. David, hopefully we're still working on some of those details, but should be coming back for 4 concerts. And then Vladimir will be here for 1, and we're working on maybe bringing him back a couple times.
So you have 3 heavy hitters there with you.
So we feel like that gives the orchestra a chance to work with a couple different conductors.
Well, that's nice, too.
And the community to see that. And then it gives our board a little bit of time to, to just kind of think about the goals of the organization.
Well, and also pick, listen, that's no easy task. I mean, the maestro is a huge. Well, I mean, my God.
Anymore, though, many orchestras are not. Most maestros who come in are coming in for a subset of the series. Yeah. And then oftentimes they're located somewhere else, so they're traveling around the world. So finding that balance between somebody local who can go on, calls and build relationships and who knows the other arts organization in town, and then also having some people with international acclaim coming in, it's becoming very normal for many orchestras to kind of have more than one maestro. How it used
to be. I mean, it was like Arthur Fiedler.
Yeah, right.
John, my God, come on. Arthur Fiedler and the Boston Pops. I mean, growing up, that was it. That was it. Right. You know what I mean? I mean, Leonard Bernstein. But who took over? Eric Kunzel. Eric Kunzel. So you have these people that stayed with the symphonies for years and years and years. They were you just knew that name and you knew who they were with.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you say that's changing now, though.
Conductors are moving around more often. And also, even with the ISO, they had their classical conductor, and they've got Jack Everly on Pops.
Yes. So, well, that's another. Yeah, and Jack, he was with with the ISO for years.
Yeah, he's still. Yeah,
and is he still the maestro there?
Yes, he's still conducting. Okay. So, as far as I know, yes. Okay. But anyway, so this idea that different conductors have different strengths that they bring. Some may be more pop, some may be more classical, some may be a mix. And bringing in some artists to work with, to conduct with us, and just seeing, what do they bring out of the symphony? How does that work?
I think that's a great idea because it gives the musicians, you have to know how to work with different conductors.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an actor. You're working with different directors all the time, different choreographers, different musical directors all the time, and it only makes you grow, where you don't get stagnant.
Yeah.
So I think it's great.
And we've had one conductor for about 7 years. I mean, I don't think the Carmel Symphony brought guest conductors in very often in the past. So the ability to maybe work with a couple different people.
That's nice. It sounds like it's like a new, fresh, new, almost like a new beginning. Fresh, new, like clean the slate. And now it's look at all the stuff you have coming up that's completely different and new with these different conductors, right? I think it's exciting.
Thank you.
All right, tell people how to get tickets for Cox Hall.
Okay, so our tickets are available on Eventbrite. So just go on Eventbrite. You can look up Carmel Symphony Orchestra.
Okay.
We've got a page. So this was our first time, so it's pretty new, but you can find the 3 concerts there. You can also always go to our carmelsymphony.org, and that will have information about
our
our
website.
events.
Always go to the through the website is always nice because you see what's going on with the organization besides the event you're looking for. For the Palladium, it's the regular box office number, too.
Regular box office.
317-843-3800.
Yes.
Or go to their website.
And those, like I said, those tickets are not live yet, but they should be in about the next week.
Okay.
So,
Well, this is excellent.
yeah.
You should go to everything. What else is you doing this summer? No,
Yeah,
there's actually a lot going on.
With
But
ATI, we're so excited to work with you.
Yeah, and I love singing with the symphony. I love it. So there's always this. I don't know. I can't explain it. You know, when you sing with a symphony, there's this lift. Your heart lifts. I can't. There's no way of explaining it. But it's just having a symphony behind you. There's nothing like it.
You have all those musicians working together. You know, and there's a certain magic.
Because getting a full orchestra, a full orchestra, is pretty rare. Nowadays.
And that goes back to why we enjoy partnering,
like
because we know it's hard. Like if you wanted to just find an orchestra, you know, piecing it together, all that can be difficult, but or just time consuming. But the fact that the Carmel Symphony Orchestra is here, and there's so many other wonderful arts organizations in Carmel, in Central Indiana. So if we can be a partner and help you to do, you know, to have that extra experience, you know, to sing with the full orchestra or whatever the dreams are, we want to be a part of that. We feel like that's something we can offer.
I think that's excellent. I mean, personally.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you
Anne-Marie
so
Chastain,
much.
Carmel Symphony Orchestra. All the concerts are coming up this summer, so please try to go to them. And if you do, I'll see you there. Thank you so much for joining us for Lunch Break with ATI, the weekly podcast. I'm Cindy Collins, Anne-Marie Chastain, and toodaloo until next week. Bye-bye. Have a good week.